Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Recovery Lab TV. My name's Chris. I'm your coach and therapist, and today we're going to be covering our low, the bottom corner. Okay, that little red box. Become a part of our community and benefit from the mass array of classes that we're offering on a weekly and daily basis. Okay, so Prehab, what is it? Prehab is an array of corrective exercises that will help you both realign and correct any imbalances that you have within your body. It's kind of like doing all the physiotherapy before the injury to reduce the injury rates, okay? So it's super beneficial for you guys, both from an activation perspective, okay, to kind of maximize performance, as well as reduce those injury rates, okay? So hope you're all having an amazing day so far. Hope you're having a beautiful morning. It's lovely and sunny so far this week here in Cardiff. Hope you're benefiting from that, okay? It's always good to get last bit of sunshine before the kind of colder winter months. But yeah, morning, Gemma. Let me know how you're doing in the comment section, okay? It's always good to see, and it is a happy Friday. Hope you're having an amazing Friday, and I hope you had a lovely week so far, okay? So the things you're going to need today, morning Anne, are some little bands for your knees, okay? You're going to need some sort of barrier. I've got to call it a barrier, okay? Some sort of object that you can lift your legs over when we work our hip flexors. Now that could be a yoga block like I'm using. That could be a foam roller. That could be a little box or an object or stack of cushions that you can make a little A-frame with. You've just lifted up that leg and drawn it over. We've done it a while ago, so we're kind of going to revisit our hip flexors and strengthen those today. Just get you nice and strong, and as well as some sort of balance cushions. Okay, if you can either use something like this, okay, which is like a smooth object with kind of like spiky cushion at the bottom. This is kind of very unstable. This one's quite a tough one. Or you can use something like an AirX pad, which is a little thicker, a little bit more stable, if you will, even though it's squishy. Now, if you don't have those, okay, you can either use your pillows, cushions. You can get a stack of kind of beach towels and press them on there, and effectively it will give you the same kind of flooring texture, if you will, than an AirX cushion will. Literally a fraction of the cost because they're expensive. But yeah, so grab all those things. Make sure you get a glass of water or a bottle of water so you can stay hydrated during rest periods. Open up some windows, get some fresh air into it because it'll help you feel great in the meantime. Okay, so what we're going to do is stretch, activate, work on the exercises, and then stretch at the end, all right? So if you have a bit of space, hopefully you do, kind of come back, grab that space, all right? What you're going to do is keep both knees on the floor, and now you're going to draw your hips forward, okay? You're going to then extend one leg forward as much as you can, all right? Now, for those who can see, my wrists are in line with my heel, okay? Now, I can feel that in my groin here. I can feel that on the back hip flexor here, on my hip. And what I'm going to do is keep my feet one nice and straight, facing forward towards me. Same with my hands, okay? I'm going to make sure my heel and my big toe are glued to the floor, and I'm going to try and separate those toes just like so, okay? I'm going to draw my hip out as I do so, right? So as I move that away from my body, I'm keeping my foot nice and flat, okay? So I'm not rolling the foot as well, okay? So it's really important that you bring it close and then you draw it out, but you're not doing this with the foot, okay? Keeping that foot as flat as you can, separating those toes as you do so. And it's just gonna open up that hip a little bit more as you do that, okay? So whilst you're there, take big deep breaths. Try and relax as much as you can. Just open that up, nice and gently. Good. Okay, so from there, what are you going to do? You're going to place your hand on this shoulder. You're going to bend the elbow slightly. You're going to try and reach for the floor. You're going to come up and then you're going to come around. Okay, so it's hand on shoulder, try and tap the floor, come up, come around. Okay, what you'll notice is as you go down, okay, that knee is going to probably move away from your body to create the room in between your hand and your foot. Okay. Good. Two more. So. Last one. Awesome. Swapping sides. Good. Okay. So again, drawing those hips down forward. You want to feel a stretch on the back leg, on your hip flexor. You want to feel it in your groin already. Separating your toes. Give them a little wiggle. Okay. So the heel down, the big toe glued into the floor. Stretching those toes out, okay, maximizing that foot as best as you can, okay, and just give it a little open up in the hip, just like so, drawing it out, trying to glue that foot into the floor, try and keep it as straight as you can. That's it, last one. Good, okay, again, so hand on shoulder, elbow as close to the floor as you can, and then a big rotation around, just like we did yesterday, focusing on that upper body, thoracic. Well, it's amazing on how much that can have a knock-on effect onto the lower back, and attached to the lower back is the pelvis, okay? That hip is pretty much the center line of your body. I like to think of it as, okay, so if you have a tight back, for example, specifically your lower back, and tight hip flexors, okay, it tilts your pelvis, okay, which then creates problems in the hamstring, creates problems in the spine. Your quads become a lot tighter, which then pull on your knees, and then before long, you're having problems all over your body, okay? Last one. Good job. Okay, so from there, what are you going to do? Now, for you, you might want to stick a little cushion underneath your knee. I'm going to use one of these balance pads because they're nice and squishy and nice and soft. But if you want to get a cushion or stack of towels, it's up to you. Okay, you're going to use your sofa or an object like your sofa, okay, that you can raise your foot just like so, okay? From there, you're then going to bring one leg forward, and then you're going to slowly come up. I say slowly, I came up relatively quick, but you're going to come up slowly because the moment you do, you'll feel a pull in your quads, okay? And what I want you to do is have a relative straight leg here, okay? Just like that. I tend to bring this foot a little further forward so my leg is straight here, and then a 45-degree forward, okay? Because then when I draw my hip forward, I go into that nice straight angle on my shin here, okay? So you'll place your hands on your hips, on the back, fingertips pointing down towards the floor. Elbows are going to go behind. You're going to draw forward as deep as you can, keeping that shin nice and straight. You're going to stretch your hip out, stretch your quads out, and then you're going to come back, okay? So now my knee, hip, and shoulder in line. Balance is clearly an issue. And then you're drawing forward again. Keeping your elbows behind you so it all of a sudden kind of opens up your chest as well. And then you're going to come back, all right? So slow and steady, easing into it. Good, coming back. Some of you may even realize how tight your forearms are doing this type of stretch, keeping those elbows behind there, especially if you're using your hands and arms a lot. Typing, driving, for me, massaging. Good. it. So one more, then we're going to swap sides, okay? Go forward, keeping your hips low. You want to feel it right here. Draw back up. Good. So gently swapping sides. Try and put your knee in the same position and aim for your foot to kind of go in that same position, okay? And then come up nice and steadily, okay? So just be aware that one side may be tighter than the other. Place your hands there, slowly go down. For me, this quad feels a little tighter. Don't know about you. Big drive, squeeze, and then come back, okay? So you're going as far as you can, all right? So separate those toes again. Feel the balance. And then come back, good. Try and draw the elbows back. Keep that chest nice and proud. It's going to challenge your balance as you're doing it. Keep it up. Good job. There you go. That's it. Couple more. Nice and steady. Good, last one. Brilliant job. Good, coming back. Okay, so sliding your pads out of the way for the minute, okay? Hopefully your legs, particularly your quads and hip flexors, okay, should feel a little bit looser right now. What you're gonna do, you're gonna grab your little bands, just like I said at the start. And then you're gonna let me know how you're doing, okay? So you want a relatively light band, okay? So if you, like I typically use the middle band quite a lot, okay? What I've gone for is the one underneath it, okay? So the lightest band, okay? Because I got a pack of 3. So you're gonna slide it up to just above your knee, okay? Just like so. Now from there, you've got your feet in line with your knees in line with your hip in line with your shoulders, neck nice and neutral, back nice and straight, hands are going on your hips, okay? You're going to keep your knees driven outwards ever so slightly, so all of a sudden you've gone from being in line to slightly wider than the shoulder, okay? From there, you're driving up, squeezing your bum as much as you can, get a straight line from your shoulder all the way up to your knee, and you're coming down, you're keeping that resistance out laterally, okay? So keeping the resistance going out wide. Don't let your knees go in at all, okay? Good, keep it up. Squeezing your bum at the top, should be able to feel it on both sides of your hips. Okay, bum should feel well and truly engaged. How about that? I'm being on fire. Last 2. Good job, well done. From there, tuck your hip under, okay? All right. So flatten your back and then bring your knees above your hips. Hold your tummy, keep it up there. Glue your lower back into the floor for now. Okay, shoulders should be down. Try and bring your elbows up off the floor like me. You're trapping that lower back. Squish down. Knees should be directly above your hip, ankle, and knee should be in line. So you've got a lovely little right angle here. Just like so. But that lower back, squeeze it into the floor as we rest, okay? Should be relatively challenging for some of you. Just holding this position, okay? But this engages all of our core muscles, if you will, just this position, okay? So feet back down, keeping the knees out, okay? Driving up, squeezing your tummy just like you did. Tap. Perfect. Okay, keep this position. Engaging, squeezing that bum. Not looking to go past the hip, keeping that spine nice and straight. Great job. Two more. Good. Last one. Great job from there. Again, tuck your lower back down. Squeeze it there. Keep that right angle, okay? Don't just drop your legs down. Keep it there, okay? Glue that lower back down. That's the most important thing. Then it's the knee. Then it's the straight line, okay? Shoulders, lower back, hips, all on the floor. Spine nice and straight. Neck nice and neutral. You're not lifting it up. Not doing anything else. Keep it there. Big deep breaths. That band should still be stretched. This should still be tight. Okay? Keep that resistance band nice and tight. You want to feel it all here. Your bum should be on fire now. We've got 10 seconds, and then we've got one more round, okay? Keep those knees apart. 3, 2, 1. Feet down, hips up. Keep those knees driven out. So keep it going. Good, last one. Good, last time. From there, strapping it, squeezing it, drawing it. So shoulders back, hips back, lower back down, spine nice and straight. Lovely right angle here, coming through. Big deep breaths. Keep those knees driven out slightly. Okay. Or feel it in your bum. Some of the smaller glute muscles working now. Okay. Keep squeezing that lower back down. Doing awesome. Get a little rest after this. We can have a drink. Take the bands off. Rub your bum there. Keep it up. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good job. Sitting up when you're ready. Taking your bands off when you're ready. Awesome job. Let me know how you're doing so far. Okay. Hopefully, still all with me. It's still all okay. still enjoying yourselves, because that's what it's about, you know. I want you to learn, but I also want you to enjoy yourself and want to come back. I want to be on my own. But yeah. How are we doing so far? Let me know in the comment section. Is everybody feeling where they should be feeling? That's the question. Or the question is, where should I be feeling it? Depending on. Okay, so for me, I'm going to be using my sofa to make sure my back is nice and straight, okay? I'm going to be sat up against it. I'm going to have my legs straight. I'm going to be in this perfect L position, okay? There and there, okay? This is going to be my object in between, okay? Now, you can use a foam roller. You can use a yoga block. You can stick 2 yoga blocks on one of it. You can have a big foam roller, okay? You can have a chair. You can do whatever you want to do to put it there. It's completely up to you, okay? You're then going to sit as tall as you can, and it's the smallest movement, okay? You're on the block in line with your ankle, just like mine, okay? And you're going to be lifted up, coming over like that, okay? Now, I'm going to try and encourage you to bring your hips right to the back and puff your chest out. I'm going to put my arms out here to ensure that I have a straight back, okay? Because otherwise you tend to lean forward. You're going to try and drive backwards, all right? Now, because your hips are back here, you're going to want to cheat and lift up high here. You'll realize how hard it is. And if you've got tight hamstrings, you're going to really feel it in this position. Try and draw backwards, okay, to puff your chest out, to really challenge up there as much as you can, all right? It's the smallest movement. So if you have to make your block lower, so reach over it, then do so. But try and get it where you're just scraping the top of the surface, because it's that challenging, all right? Now, if you're one of those select individuals that can get their leg up here, then good on you. Like, I need a photo, okay? Just, yeah, tag me in a photo, because that's pretty impressive. If you like, us mere mortals, and that is as tall as I can go, and I can really feel it in my hip flexor, my hamstrings are screaming because they're so tight from cycling, then you're going to be working hard, and you'll surprise yourself on how tough it is if you haven't tried already. Okay, so key points. Draw your lower back into this object. If you're using a sofa, if you're using a wall, then brilliant, but literally straight back against it, okay? Legs as straight as you can. Try not to bend them, right? Because it defeats the object. Some of it is going to be flexibility on the posterior chain, okay? So the hamstring, the glutes, the lower back. Some of it is going to be strength here, and your hip flexors, your quads, as you lift up, and then draw out and draw down, okay? So, you ready? Open up the chest, draw back, lean back, lift up, let's go. Okay, so it's up and down as much as you can. Sticking with the one leg to begin with, okay? It's hard enough already. You don't want to be doing 2 legs. Just like so. All right? Now, if you can go up really tall, then do so. Push your limits, all right? If you can get your knee to your forehead, then fair play. But like I said, I need a photo, all right? If you are really, really struggling, okay, to lift up your leg at all, then your goal is to literally lift up, hold, and then drop down, okay? Everybody else, keep moving, keep it going. Try and keep those feet facing upwards. Good, 2 more. Good job, okay? So the other leg, lifting up. Making sure your back is straight again. Well, you're going to find sometimes it's easier going one way than it is the other. So for me on this leg, it's easier coming inwards than it is going outwards. So keep it up, you're doing great, keep it going. That's it. Keep it going. 2 more. Last one. Good job. So, Jenny, relax. Let me know how you're feeling. How did you find that? Stretch out your hips. If it's really tight and you start to cramp, just draw your hip into that position like we did at the start. Okay, it's going to help stretch here. Have a second, grab a little drink. Just read the comments. Good. Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, that's really, really good that it's activating into your glutes, okay, because I promise you, your glutes stop that internal knee rotation. That internal knee rotation is devastating for your ligaments and your meniscus in your knee, okay? Pretty much all injuries stem from that rotation, unwanted movement in the knee. And it all stems from up here in the hips, okay? It all stems from here in the foot, okay? So right now we're focusing on the hip. Later in the session, we're going to focus on the ankle, okay? And it's going to safeguard these knees. It's going to really help, okay? So it's amazing news. So keep up the good work, okay? Because I promise you, you'll benefit from it, regardless of the sport, regardless of how well you want to do in your chosen sport, or whether it's just life and life is your sport, okay? The more you do this, the more you will bulletproof yourself, and the more you'll see and feel the difference, okay? So keep that up, keep that going. It's a real tough one, all right? So big deep breaths back in this position, okay? Proud chest, open it up as much as you can. Stick your arms up onto the side if you're like me on your sofa. If not, put your arms up against the wall and keep them there, okay? All right, you ready? Lifting up, down, and go again, okay? Big drive up, as tall as you can. Just because you can get over your object by here doesn't mean you shouldn't test yourself, right? If you find yourself shuffling forward, slide yourself back. Make sure you do not cheat, okay? It's as tall as you can take it. Try and make a rectangle over your object, right? Try not to use kind of throwing the weight over and kind of like that kind of semicircle rainbow type effect, right? Where you're using pure momentum to bring you over, okay? Go up, use your strength to slide across, use your strength to lower down carefully, okay? Tuck your toes up, keep it going. Keep sliding yourself back to make it more challenging. Last 2. Last 1. Good job, well done. Okay, so opposite foot, lift it up. There we go. Making sure that bum is right up against that wall or sofa. Good. If you're doing it right, you should start to feel really hot and bothered. Good job. Keep it up. Keep it going. Last 2. Good. Final 1. Well done. Great job. Okay. Again, if you need to, draw it forward, stretch out your hip, have a little stretch. Now when you're ready, chuck these objects out of the way. Just like that. Okay. How we doing so far? Going outwards is harder. Which is funny because for me, going outwards, I'm clearly a lot stronger here than I am here. And I'm a lot stronger on this side than I am this side. So it's really interesting. It's purely for me, I already know the answer to why I'm like that, because I stand like this when I stand around, okay? Which means I get a lot more tightness here, which means I need to use this little beastie ball a lot more, getting into my glutes a lot more that side, okay? And it also means that I've also had a lot of problems that side, okay, with lack of glute activation, which is why I've had a lot of problems with this knee, okay? So the more you start diving into your reason why and learning more and more and more about your body, okay, the more you're then going to hopefully learn to correct it, okay? Because as much as I can give you this information, ultimately, you guys are the exception. You're turning up every day and every week. You get some people who won't and don't, you know. As long as you're here, you'll get the results because you're here doing the work, you know. So just keep turning up, keep getting it done, and I promise you, all the little things you're starting to see change in your body, okay? And the more aware you become of those changes, the more you're going to get and the more you're going to develop, all right? So keep it up, keep it going, okay? So this next one, right? You're going to grab a balance cushion, okay? And for that, that can be an actual cushion, or that could be stack of towels, okay? Or a couple cushions, okay? You're going to plant one foot in the middle, okay? You're going to help yourself up a little bit, okay? You're going to load that leg more than this back leg, okay? And you're going to shoot up, okay? Now, you're going to come down here, balance your weight evenly, lean onto this leg, okay? And then shoot up, okay? Now, with it basically, you're kind of preloading your quad, okay? Preloading your hip flexor, and then you're shooting forward with your hip coming up into this straight line position, okay? You're not just standing up and coming there with a slightly bent body. You're driving forward like you're jumping up as tall as you possibly can, all right? The reason why you have this back leg to help you is because there's going to be a select few that can draw up and come down just off the one leg, okay? But we're talking a small group of people, okay? So for now, you're going to come up a little bit, help yourself up a little bit, and then draw up as tall as you can. Come back down, start on the floor, lift up, lean, load this leg, shoot up, okay? So have it like that. I'm just going to close the window a minute, school kids. I'm making a racket. There we go. So pick a leg. What I'd probably recommend is using your weakest side first, okay? For me, it's my right leg, as I've explained to you, okay? You're going to balance, spread your toes on your mat, okay? It's really important. Come up, load it, drive through, okay? Come back down, come to the floor, set yourself up. Load, lift. Good. Load, lift. Good job. Separate, load, keep a proud chest. Good. Try and balance to that top, okay? Last one. Good job, well done. Swapping sides now, okay? Remember, most of the weight is coming from this back leg, okay? This front leg even, the one that's on your cushion. Okay, this one is there to guide and support if you're losing balance and need a little bit of help. But it kind of wants to be 80-20, if you will, in regards to the load that you're lifting with, right? It needs to be more towards this, because eventually you want to kind of have 100 and nothing, all right? So, you ready? Separate the toes, plank yourself into that position, load it, big drive, okay? Good. Try to explode from the floor. Good, 2 more. Good job, well done. Shake it out. Keep your legs nice and loose. Separate them. Relax, stretch them out if you need to. How are we doing so far? What's the comment saying? Whoa, simple exercise is so hard. Yeah, really, really hard, you know? And it just shows how hard it is because we dominate our big muscles so much, we rely on them so much that all of a sudden, instead of relying on the correct movement, we overcompensate with everything that we do. Our body will always pick the easiest route, and quite often our mind will always pick the easiest route. So it's super important that we say no to some things and we correct it and make a mindful decision that we move towards this ideal way of moving, so then we can unlearn the bad habits, relearn the correct movement patterns, so then we load our skeleton correctly and our muscles do the weight bearing, okay? Because our skeleton is literally a frame that everything hangs upon, okay? It's our muscles that create the movement, whereas quite often a lot of us load our skeleton, you know, which is why they become degenerative, and you start getting kind of arthritis or kind of any of these kind of like conditions where you're really struggling, or you're kind of wearing away at the soft tissue, the cartilage, the meniscus, these little kind of things that shouldn't be loaded in the way that they're being loaded, but because of inefficient movement patterns and weaknesses and strengths, we end up loading them that way, you know? Okay, so keep it up, doing awesome, all right? Keep going, okay? Make sure this is firing. Lean into it, come up a little bit if you need it, then drive, okay? All right, try your best to focus on something in the distance so it can help with that balance and coordination. Drive through. Okay, it's really important to squeeze that bum at the top and you really straighten it upright. Good, keep going. Two more. Last one. Good job, well done. Okay, so what you're going to notice, I've started driving my leg forward. Now, if you want to try and do that and stabilize at the top, it's going to help with power development, okay? So the more you build that confidence, the more you can then drive through and build that strength and power, okay? So if you're feeling confident, okay, place your arms there and drive through as that leg comes through, okay? So big drive, shift the weight onto the front leg, drive, okay? Come down, pause, correct. Good, go when you're ready. Good. You want an even foot as you come up. So a little bit more stable like that. Whereas my last one, it was a little bit more heel, which is why I wasn't able to stabilize it. Good, two more. Keep loaded. Drive. Last one. Good job. Well done. How did that feel? Okay. How was it for those who started putting a bit of power in front of it? Okay. Do you feel it a little bit more stabilizing here in your leg? Do you feel it a little bit more in the hips as the foot came up and came through? Those are the goals. Those are that kind of force generation. And the more you free your hips up with movements like that, coming up without changing and leaning and coming out and up, whereas you can just come through, right? It's keeping that spine straight. It's keeping those hips. Imagine you've got a straight line coming from here It's keeping that straight. And if those legs are coming up, just like pistons, okay, then you're going to be able to deal with the forces going through your body much, much more effectively, okay? How are you all feeling? You all okay? Well done, brilliant. All right. So, time has flown once again. So, what you're going to do, you're going to plant one foot forward like so. Now, depending on your flexibility, if you can, you're going to tuck it right next to you, okay? The reason being is because you'll benefit from having a flat foot here. It's going to stretch out the front of your shin on this leg, the quads on this opposite leg, and then you're going to rock forward, stretch, literally here in your calf, your soleus, just up there, okay? And then as you get to that stretch, you're going to pause, okay? And then you're slowly going to bring it up, stretch the arch of the foot, putting pressure into the ball. By ball, I mean here on your foot, okay? And come forward and come back, okay? Now, if you have sore knees, you're going to come up onto your piece of furniture. You're going to stretch your foot forward like that, okay? Then you're going to slowly slide it back, lean, 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 come back down, okay? So it's exactly the same. You just don't get that nice positive stretch on the back leg doing this movement, and it stretches out the front of your shin, okay? Right? So it's completely up to you which one you do, all right? So when you're ready, plant one leg down, get into position, okay? And slowly leaning into it, stretching. Some legs are going to be tighter than others, okay? So just be aware. Lean a little bit more, lifting naturally when your foot needs to. You should feel that stretch all the way through though, okay? So stretch as much as you can, keep the heel down, pause. I feel it a lot by here. I got a lot of tension from a lot of running. Coming up ever so slightly, keeping the foot nice and straight. It's really important. Separate those toes, by the way. Good. A couple more. Yeah. Good. Last one. Good. What I try and do is crack the toes every time. So a straight line. Good job. Well done. So, swapping sides, just like so. There we go. Lean into it. Sit just like so. Sit. Big lean. Slowly walking it up. Stretching that posterior chain out. Good. Good, well done, that's it. Keep going. Awesome. That's it. Same again. Big stretch. Good. So from there, what I want you to do is flatten your feet. Come into this position. Hold it up nice and tall. If you can, come upright, right? Having your knees up wide is going to intensify it in your ankles. If you need to take the pressure off a little bit, just come forward a little bit, okay? But if you can, try and sit up as tall as you can. Big stretch. Just embrace. Good. Sliding forward if you can from there. Get a big deep breath in. And as you breathe it out, come up, slide one leg forward, okay? And then try and sink it down. Again, bringing your arms forward, your chest down, stretching your glutes out, stretching your back out.
much as you can. You're trying to want to walk those hands as close towards me as you possibly can as you're stretching. Good. Sliding your hands back, coming up, swapping sides. Again, keeping the hips nice and neutral, sinking down as deep as you can. Good. From there, coming up nice and tall, swinging around, placing one foot in to the middle, one foot on the toes, going all the way up and around. Good job. Swap the sides. Ooh. There you go. Hold on to the toes again, coming up and around. Good. Big deep breaths. Good. Gently relaxing, bringing the soles of the feet together. As much as you can, bring them in. Nice proper chest. Pushing your chest out, drawing your hips down. Awesome, awesome job. Well done. Good. And shake it off. Well done. Have an amazing day, guys. Honestly, really, really good. Well done. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found today beneficial. Let me know how you found it, and yeah, whether it was a challenge, whether it's kind of making sense, whether you kind of it's all coming together quite nicely. It sounds like it is in the comment section. Thank you very much for your time, your company, and this week. You know, hope you have a lovely, lovely weekend. If you have any requests, any video requests that you'd like to see, I'm going to try and do as much filming as I can over tomorrow. Ready to dish them out as soon as they're done and upload them for you. So let me know if you have any requests, either kind of message on the comment section, message on the discussion board on the page. Okay, so if you go up to the top, it has like the playlist, the channels, and so on and so forth. It has this little discussion tab. There is a page where literally like you can post questions at any time of the day. I will see them, I will answer them. But yeah, let me know. Thank you very, very much for your time, your company. Absolutely amazing. And yeah, if you appreciate these sessions and all the rest of it, give the videos a thumbs up each time. Click that subscribe button if you haven't. Tell all your friends, get them involved. And yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have an amazing day, guys. I shall see you soon. Have an amazing weekend. Hope it stays sunny. I haven't checked the weather myself, but hopefully it's sunny all weekend. Take care. See you soon.